Important to understand about this system that we're going to describe to you here. First of all, momentum is something that's extremely important. And you need to understand when you don't have momentum, you normally do things that you wouldn't do when there's lots of momentum going on. When there's no momentum, you have to work harder to get your business going. You got to say a lot more about your business to get people interested. You got to try a lot harder in order to get someone interested. You got to tell them 10 times more about the products because the products are unknown. So they want to know about every single ingredient in the product. They need to know if it's safe and effective and so on. They want to know if it's going to hurt their grandmother and all that sort of thing. So when there's no momentum, you end up having to say a lot more about the product. You end up having to say a lot more about the plan because no one's making money in it. So you have to get down to every single detail about how the plan's going to work. You've got to convince them that the company is going to stay alive. You've got to tell them that the company's not going to go bankrupt. There's all these things that happen when you don't have momentum. But when momentum hits, for instance, when I got started, we always said use the products, wear the button, and talk to people. But after we said that, everybody said, yeah, but I want to know. I mean, let me tell you, the first couple of weeks, when I was only 23 years of age going out here and showing this stuff, they didn't know where this stuff was made or who the doctors were and who all the backup was. We had to go through every single ingredient. We had to show them textbook stuff. We had to go through every inch of the marketing plan. In other words, we had to be a lot better back in the beginning at our presentations, what we said, than once we had momentum. Because once people started making big money in the company, and once so many people had lost weight, we started saying less about the products and saying, hey, you know, here's what the product is. And when they said, well, what's in it? Say, well, what's in it is great. But let me show you what's happened with the product. And we did what we did last night. And we let the results do the selling for the product other than us trying to sell the product so much. When we got into the marketing plan in the beginning, we showed every single detail of it. Then once we had people making $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month, there was so much success, we just said the marketing plan is absolutely awesome. You get 50% when you're at supervisor. You get 555 on your 3 levels. Checks come in the mail. It's awesome. Let's hear from the testimonials. And that's about as much as we said. And we just heard from the people telling their testimonials. And so what I'm saying is, when momentum comes, it starts to be easier for doing the exact same job. How many of you have found that now that Thermogenics has been out for the last 7-8 months, that it's easier selling it right this moment than it was back in May? Isn't that something? Okay, wait a second. We got to get something straight. Whenever we clap with enthusiasm and excitement. Is it easier now? Okay, I want you to write something down in your notes. Very key point here. I learned this in the very beginning. When you get someone involved or you're talking to someone, okay, they're about 25% as excited about this as you are. So if you're going to be saying, I just said, you know, is it easier to sell than it was before? And you give us a, way to go, Mark. You know? If you give one of those, I mean, imagine how your people that you're talking to, you know, they're all in Geritol Junction. You know what I'm saying? Excitement. Excitement. Every time we clap, I mean, is it easier to sell now than it used to be? Yeah. There you go. Okay, we'll get you guys before we get done with you here. This is all future president's team members in this.